men, not boys, men, who can come and do some clearing. And boom, task force was born. Those men who, well, they've gotten some accolades, if you may, for being able to sanitize the city. But while sanitizing, they're doing some other things. Is that journey that you always embark on? You try once, you fail, you try again. That's what task force has become. You fall down 7, you get up 8. Now, we had a River State task force before, but there were so many allegations of high-handedness, human rights abuse. It was disbanded. Now, like the phoenix from the ashes, this task force has risen again. And if things do not change, they might also get disbanded again. But you know, it's like the perfect success story. It's the entrepreneur who's a billionaire telling his story and say, oh, I failed so many times in business. He said, there was a time I tried pure water business. It didn't work. And then I tried cement business. Oh, I also failed. I did this. It did not work. But here I am today. And those stories are supposed to inspire us. Is that what we're trying to get with task force? Because, you know, they rise and fall and maybe rise again. I'm guessing we're looking for something. We're not quite sure what it is, but we're searching. Well, if the latest allegation is anything to go by, then task force is failing again. A commercial driver was made unconscious around Mboba Port Harcourt after some members of the River State Task Force used what many believe is a taser on him during a struggle to seize his bus. An eyewitness told our correspondent that the task force officials attempted to forcibly take over the vehicle from him as terrified passengers called for help. That's a scene from an action movie.
Task force boys, they hold one bus driver. So as they hold the boy from Cornerstone, they drag steering with them, and women full inside that motor. So those women, they shout, say, waiting happen. Along the line, they can't reach here, and as they reach here, everybody discharged. Here and nothing. Those women inside the bus come down, they holler the task force boys. The task force boys, they plenty. One of the policemen used that electric shock where they hold for hand, use and shock the boy for eye. So the boy fall for ground here. They hold in eyes. They hold, and those women inside the bus, they come, they holler. Say, waiting up before bus drivers come, they stop.
The incident drew a mob, forcing the task force officials to abandon their Hilux vehicle and flee. Eyewitnesses said they found many packs of tramadol in the task force officials' vehicle.
So along the line, they start to drag with them. They ask them, make him come carry this boy, go hospital. They don't want to, they want zoom off. They know they even get regard for human being. So the policeman now start to shoot gun. So as he shoot, the boys start to run. All those the bus drivers. Now then come scatter the motor. So my dog said they inside the motor. And I go see him. One of that tramadol, if you drink him, and next week now you go wake up.
So basically he's advising that you don't drink it because, I mean, today is Friday. I'm certain you have plans. You don't want to wake up next week. So let's analyze this. You see, it's frustrating because we've heard these kinds of stories over and over and over again. Unlike the entrepreneur who eventually became successful, he did not fall for the same trick multiple times. If he started the pure water business and it did not work, the smart one will write down what made him not succeed that time and try not to repeat the mistake. But somehow, this is something that keeps happening. Now, it's task force. It's not, yes, a police officer was mentioned, but these officials were drawn from River State. So that means it's some dude in my neighborhood. We did not go to another country to get these officials. We have a problem of illegal parking, street trading, motor parks being in the wrong places, and we got people from the community. Of course, how they were gotten might be questioned, but it's basically a alpha one play, but who go play? And then people came forward, and those same people do the same thing that we accuse police officers of doing, soldiers of doing. So that means maybe the problem is not the police. Maybe it is the Nigerian. Or it's possible the system is so bad that it makes good men turn bad. I mean, think about it. Before this guy joined the task force, he was just a regular guy who was loved by many. He becomes an official and things just go bad. So maybe that system is just looking to corrupt. Now let's look at what they claim was used. They say it's one thing with a shock. It's very likely a taser if we're going by that count. Of course, we're not certain, but the eyewitnesses claim that is something that shocks. And he used the thing that shocks on a guy's eye. I'd like to listen to that again, just so I'm certain.
Task force boys, they hold one bus driver. So as they hold the boy from Cornerstone, they drag steering with them, and women full inside that motor. So those women, they shout, say, waiting happen. Along the line, they can't reach here, and as they reach here, everybody discharged. Here and nothing of fire. Those women inside the bus come down, come they holler the task force boys. The task force boys, they plenty. One of the policemen used that electric shock, where they hold for hand, use and shock the boy for eye. So the boy fall for ground here. They hold in eyes, and those women inside the bus, they come they holler. So waiting happen before bus drivers come they stop.
So in the US, there's an ongoing debate about an officer who shot a lady 4 times. And some of the questions they're asking right now is, why didn't he use a taser? Why didn't he shoot her in the leg? You know, there are lots of things that could have happened differently. Now, I know that my education of the United States comes from Hollywood. You know, you see movies here and there. I may have seen more documentaries that I should have seen for one human being's lifetime. But I've read and I've heard, and I have friends who live outside Nigeria, who once in a while I ask questions. And even though they say, you know what, this policing thing, it's not perfect here. You know that it's way better than what you have. So let's imagine that our officer had a taser. We know that these people are trained to use this thing. With what I know about tasers, they even regulate the voltage it discharges. So when you shoot it, there's a way they increase it. It's like turning on the volume, increasing it. That happens. And so if an officer is giving that kind of equipment, a gun, a taser, a baton, whatever, there is training. Say, Oga, this thing should only be used in the case of this. This is where you shoot the person to immobilize. There are times you shoot to kill. These instructions need to follow handling of that equipment. I'm certain that's how it works. Now, I don't know if this officer was trained. I have no idea. His superior would obviously answer that question. But he tased this dude in the eye. Why? Because he parked wrongly? I'm not even an officer, but if I get a taser, I will definitely not do that. I literally don't have the training, but I will know. Sam, that is not where you want to shock this guy. I want you to understand how I'm trying to not oversell it, but I want you to get how it looks like we have countless options on the table, but they repeatedly take the wrong option. It just looks like that's what it is.
Task force boys, they hold one bus driver. So as they hold the boy from Cornerstone, they drag steering with them, and women full inside. Women, they shout, say, waiting happen. Along the line, they can't reach here and nothing of fire. Those women inside the bus come down, come they holler the task force boys. The task force boys, they plenty. One of the policemen used that electric shock, where they hold for hand, use and shock the boy for eye. So the boy fall for ground here. They hold in eyes. They hold, and those women inside the bus, they come they holler, say, waiting happen before bus drivers come they stop.
So everything is wrong. Disregard for safety, dragging steering, endangering the lives of people. And yes, we know drivers are stubborn. We know. I drive along the streets of Port Harcourt. I've seen 1 or 2. There's even a way Dio describes them. I can't remember. But, I mean, it's legendary. We know these things. That's why you need a team, a squad, maybe even a tactical unit to enforce law and order. But I think the people that you send are not orderly at all. It goes beyond an opinion. There's the news to help us. So what do we need to do? I don't even want to ask, do we scrap task force? No, we're not scrapping anything. They will stay. What must be done to get this thing right once and for all? Because it looks like once anybody gets into any position of power, no matter how small, it's like when your mother is in charge of sharing rice, you know that she will abuse that power and take 25% of the whole rice to her house. What must we do to correct this problem? 2 or 3 days ago, or maybe 4 days ago, I can't remember, I had a couple of taxi drivers here. One was a regular taxi and the other one e-hailing. If you listen to that show, I'm sure you remember. And the e-hailing guy said the task force officials book them. So they go on the app and request. They come, pick them up, and then they extort them. Do you know the level of... Like, you've thought of, how will I extort these people? You got to the point of pretending. Do you know what it means to think of... Now, it's not like you have to be too smart, but the point is, you have literally thought about, how do we extort these people? And I say, it's just simple. Book a ride. They will come to you. We don't have to go to them. And because a young man is out there trying to make a living, he does come to you. Oga, where are you going? Boom. They surround him. 15K is gone. Why? And it's not police. It's not soldier. It's not politician. It's not APC. It's not PDP. It's your brother. It's the boys that we like to say the state government has given employment, youth empowerment. That's it. They're the ones doing this. So here's what we're going to do. Let's imagine the governor has called a meeting and said something like, I'm sick and tired of what I'm hearing about these task force boys. I really want to sanitize River State. I want to do away with street trading, illegal parking, motor parks, and all things attached. I would like the legacy of my administration to be sanity. What do I do about this task force? We have a meeting with the governor now. It's a town hall meeting. And everybody has the right to say something. Let us suggest what needs to happen. What do we do about this menace of not just task force, but our dysfunctional relationship with power? What do we do? Why is it that whenever somebody is in that kind of position, human rights abuse is inevitable? It just must happen. They must knock somebody. They must shock somebody. They must drag steering. Somebody must be unconscious. There was also an unconscious situation with the former task force. I think somebody died around where they changed money. It was really popular at the time. Bright Amihule came here and had to fight a battle that he had no shot at winning. So let's help the state government solve this problem. Let the government listen to the people for once. 0817-923-0002. The governor is asking. He sent me to ask you. What should be done? What recommendation? 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. And of course, the female caller line is 0817-923-0009. Let us solve this problem together. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Daniel.
All right, Daniel. We'll call you Honorable Daniel. You have the floor. Help us. What do we do?
I think as a government, you take away thousand this force. Big example, the summer jobs, they say they have so many of it. You don't go and recruit thousand thinking that because some of the drivers are the people who have to implement a decent society, this individual who don't even understand ABCD should do that. There are enlightened people that can employ in this job and they will do perfectly well. Some of these task force don't even know the trade road vehicle, which is speed lane, no lane, and park lane. Some of them, when you are in a park lane, they still hold you for parking. When the road design supposed to, you have to park in that park lane. You didn't park on the low lane, on the speed lane, but that is the design of the road. They don't even understand that.
Okay.
What it tells you is that the people you're bringing in board are illiterate. They are touting. They don't understand what you send them for. Education has a long way to go in every society. And when you employ people who understood, who went to school, who have been there to understand 1 + 1 is 2 and all that, the job will be easy.
All right.
You can understand human rights.
Thank you very much, Honorable Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Let's listen to other honorables. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, sir.
Morning. What's your name?
Yes, Honorable Bob.
Honorable Bob, thank you for joining us. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yes. Hold on. The one word that you use is the most vital in this thing, which was sanitize. So just like our normal sanitation, what is our problem? Okay, don't throw dirt here, don't throw dirt there. But nobody is saying where we should actually throw the dirt. So the same thing with all this taxing, illegal trading, or anything that they are supposed to solve with tax force. Where are they supposed to park, or where are we supposed to park? Where are the traders supposed to be? You know, all those infrastructures, they are not on ground. You just expect people to come and make traffic jams disappear, wrongful parking disappear. That's not the solution. You're supposed to have a place to direct them to. That this is where you should park. And people, if you want to enter a taxi or whatever, you must go to so and so place and enter. Don't just stand on the road and expect a taxi to stop for you. And these are not problems that the solution is in the sky. In our neighboring states, they solved it. And I was in Lagos, we stand and look for drops. Nobody will stop. You see empty taxis, nobody will stop. Until you go to where the park is, or some places, you don't stand where there's traffic light. Once it's red light, you now go and negotiate and enter one taxi. So that's the issue. After that, what the tax force should do is be a different story.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Bob. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm calling from Nkoro. Like yesterday, I was at UP Junction when the task force, the guy wanted to park, so they want to remove motor. And this task force will jump down to hold the man. The mechanic will just rush out. And then the son wanted to shoot the boy and shoot straight. If the boy did not remove his leg will have been damaged. He now enter trap, will now run. They now hold they were fighting the task force. The policeman now saw somebody that is videoing, he now calm down. So they should check, like most of the task force are not task force members. If you come to government house premises, those of them want to join. The main task force will be interviewing them all, lecturing them. You see the other ones that maybe their boss want to hire. Those of them want to do the talking for them. We'll stand one corner. So when they come out from the hills, those who will not jump inside the motor and follow them. Those are the people who are causing problems.
Okay. So Honorable Ida, what should we do? We're recommending now to government. What should be done?
My brother, as they are going out, they should take the governor should bring us somebody. They should take the number of those people, whatever person that falls law or do violent thing, they should arrest the person. And other people will learn from them. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. 3 honorables have said very important things. I'm certain that we have more with recommendations for a better working system. 11:30 is upon us. Andrew, we'll take the headlines and we reconverge for this town hall meeting. Don't go anywhere.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Nkpolu access of East-West Road to be completed in June this year. Governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, accuses federal government of complacency in fight against banditry, killer herdsmen. Cattle traders attack government officials, security personnel, destroy police vehicle in Enugu State. Reactions trail presidency support for Issa Pantami despite calls for his resignation. Minister of Defense says Nigeria is bleeding. Police confirms death of 3 persons after court clash in Diob area of Port Harcourt. Senate considering establishing more universities. In business, state governors appeal to federal government to postpone date for repayment of $2.1 billion budget support facility. In entertainment, the Brit Awards to hold with live audience next month. In sports, AC Milan striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic signs a one-year contract extension at the club beyond his 40th birthday. On the foreign scene, new malaria vaccine shows 77% effectiveness against the disease in early trials. Contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.
Tonight, 12 noon to 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. Coming soon on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Task Force boys, they hold one bus driver. So as they hold the boy from Cornerstone, they drag steering with them, and women full inside that motor. So those women, they shout, say, waiting happen. Along the line, they can't reach here, and as they reach here, everybody discharged. Here now, nothing after. Those women inside the bus come down, they holler the Task Force boys. The Task Force boys, they plenty. One of the policemen used that electric shock, where they hold for hand, use and shock the boy for eye. So the boy fall for ground there. They hold in eyes, and those women inside the bus, they come, they holler. Say, waiting happen before bus drivers come, they stop. So along the line, they start to drag with them. They ask them, make him come carry this boy, go hospital. They don't want to, they want zoom off. They know they even get regard for human being. So the policeman now start to shoot gun. So as he shoot, boys start to run. All those the bus drivers. Now then come scatter the motor. So my dog says they inside the motor. And I go see him. One of that Ramadan, if you drink him, next week now you go wake up.
Eyewitness accounts of a commercial driver who was made unconscious around Mboba, Port Harcourt, stating that it was task force officials and a policeman that caused that. Welcome back. We have a town hall meeting. We took a short break for the headlines and we're back. Now my question is, if we could have the ears of government, what do we do about task force? What would your recommendation be? And we've had three honorables, Honorable Daniel, Honorable Bob, and Honorable Ida. They've told us what they believe would be the permanent solution to this problem. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. And of course the female caller line, because I know we have female honorables as well. 0817-923-0009. I'll be taking messages on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter shortly. Hello?
Yeah, this is Mr. Zion. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Zion.
I feel that the recruitment process is faulty. So my recommendation should be, one, self-motivated youth. Self-motivated. Number two, youth who can work under pressure should be considered. Then number 3, people can work with less supervision. Because if we get these 3 qualities in the life of any youth or a young man, he or she can do well in any organization. In any organization. And the quality of education also matter. Because if these task force men are equipped with relevant education on what to do, it will help us. We will not have this kind of problem.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Zion. I feel like the 3 points you made are basically 1 point. Self-motivated youths that can work under pressure. It still boils down to recruitment. But where do we find these youths? Hello?
Mr. Sam, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Royal Chief Ambassador Magnus, my name.
Well, I'll have to make that Honorable Royal Chief Ambassador Magnus.
I think if this job is contracted to a private firm, the company will manage their staff properly. Mr. Sam, have you visited any of these private schools and see the way police that are guiding those schools, greeted parents when you are bringing your children? They behave like foreign policemen because they deploy them, they are under the management of that school. So I think if a private firm handle this voice, they will behave very well because they are seeing it as government work, and like they say, government work is anyhow work. After all, they will still pay me that work or I don't work. But if a private firm is managing them, proper training will be done. They will look at their credentials and qualifications. I'm not about there are most of those boys are misbehaving like this. They are master degree holder, and I have some of my friends that are working there. They have.
Oh, damn. All right, so your point has been taken. Private firms should handle recruitment and management. Hello?
Hello, good morning, Sam.
Good morning. What's your name?
Mr. Charles, calling from Moduli Road.
Go ahead.
Okay, Sam, what I think is this holistic issue we have in Nigeria. People should be punished for doing the wrong thing. I don't think this private thing will work. We can't give everything to private. There are people out there, who are willing to work. But the problem is over the seriousness in their approach. The problem we have in this country is that when things go wrong, just as you rightly said at the beginning of the program, you don't tease someone in the eye, for God's sake. So you see, the problem we have is that when people misbehave, let me use that word, there is no punishment for it. If this person has done it and has gotten away with it, there will also be others who will ply the same route. I think that's, if I was to be with the governor, let people be punished for their wrong actions, no matter how long it takes. The city of Minnesota is going to be paying $27 million to George Floyd's family for recklessness on the police part. Derek Chauvin will be going to prison. Justice has been meted out. So it will send a wrong signal for every overzealous policeman, every overzealous task force, who has overdone what he was sent to do. I think the training, the governor has tried with the training and all that. That's my, I think, humble approach.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Charles. Hello?
Yeah, Sam. Good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
Yes, I'm not an honorable.
No, you must be. You must be. You can't run away.
They said if you don't know where the rain starts to beat you, you may not know where it stops. I want to give you a little historical background.
Okay.
When Omeya was in power, there is what they call the MOC. The fear of MOC was the beginning of wisdom in Port Harcourt driving. They have cameras with them, while the other ones are struggling with you. One person is at the front during all the incidents, and they don't charge anything less than 50,000 naira. They were the judiciary, they were the chief judge, they were the lawmaker, they were the everything. And it became so obvious that these guys' days were numbered, and they left. They were disbanded as soon as Amechi came in. And Amaechi brought in the Timaris. I don't know if you met those guys. They were something beyond this world. And Governor Wike dissolved them. Governor Wike brought the first one headed by Bright Amewule, the same thing now. And you ask yourself, just like the last caller, how many people died in this thing? I'm telling you, somebody was butchered right here on the Rumokoro roundabout. There's like 3-4 persons were using axe and different instruments to hit this guy. The guy eventually died. Who went to jail for that? So if people are not punished for whatever offense, you can see the transmission from Omea to Amaechi, from Amaechi to Wike and all like that. Nobody has served his step. Even right now, you hear, oh, the chairman of the load the congestion, whatever, has sacked 10 people. Why not charge them to court? But you will charge people that are fighting them. But when they commit offense, you will now sack them. It doesn't work that way. Okay. It should be two-way traffic. If you don't do it that way, to serve as a deterrent to others, we'll continue to have the life bring people from heaven. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable JJ. So I'll take one more call and take our text-based feedback. Hello?
Good
morning. What's your name?
Honorable Madam Dota.
Okay, Honorable Dota, go ahead.
Thank you. I think that we have tried from all that JJ has given to us. We have tried with all these the men. Why not we change and use women?
Wow.
Change their job. Change their...
Hello?
I am thinking that the hard way that they are going, the women may not go this hard way. I am thinking, Honorable Sam, I am thinking that if we change from these men, because they are being too hard. Look at how somebody can use whether electric something on somebody's eyes. How would the person see again? I want to feel that the women will not go that hard on anybody.
Honorable Madam Dota, what would the women do differently? What are they bringing to the table?
They can be able to talk to those who are doing the wrong things without using this hard way to attend to citizens that are bringing all of these people. Somebody is being killed in the process. I am sure that no woman will want to kill anybody because he made a mistake or because he did not obey something you are supposed to obey.
Well, I'm not speaking against the women, but I know of a Sergeant Rose that is a woman that was, fingered in the Chima Ikunado issue. I've also had people complain about female police officers that extort, unleash as much mayhem as their male counterparts. So, I don't know. Saying no woman
but Sam, you must believe with me that the number cannot be up to what we are seeing from this task force. Task force, they carry us, they carry all of these things, and people are being killed. So what do we do? You are asking for solution, and that's mine.
Okay, thank
you. I'm
thinking
that we should change people from these men to women.
All right.
That's my view, Madam Dota.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Dota. So I'll be running through the recommendations of our Honorable so that we put it together as a list and forward to the government house. All right, let's go over to WhatsApp. I'll do WhatsApp first. Wow, lots of honorables here. It is unfortunate that we do not have leaders who even think to ask. No, this is not for this conversation. That's a problem. Okay. You never know what a man or human can do until he gets into a position of power. Most of us will do worse if we found ourselves in that position. Oracle, absolute power corrupts absolutely. They said this task force are the new set of people, but they are Nigerians who live in Nigeria. I'm not here to justify whether the task force did what they did is right or not. I'm a driver with a private firm. I'm on the street every minute of the day. Our town service providers are stubborn. Majority of them would load and offload passengers right in the middle of the road. Timothy, I think we know the problem. We're seeking solutions. Okay, so the later part of your message, which is long by the way. Solution: provide a legit and spacious parking space for these guys where they can offload and load passengers. After that, anyone that defaults should be punished. So Timothy says we need parking space. So I think they should be given proper training and orientation. At least they should be graduates with a very good mindset. Otherwise, they should be scrapped. Dr. Precious from Port Harcourt. This graduate thing, this notion of believing that graduates always do better. Okay. Good morning. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Abraham Lincoln once said, if you want to know the true identity of a man, test him with power. So it's not strange that people change. I like the ring to that. Strange and change when they're given some level of authority. In essence, there should be proper scrutiny before they're taken. This includes emotional stability, drug history, and past recruitment. Past records, rather. So he's talking about recruitment. See, Sam, Deji simply says, Honorable Deji, I beg your pardon, the idea of task force is archaic and ineffective. It is obvious that River State government just allows these guys settle themselves as payment for their services. In the past, there should be a formal government body with uniforms, offices, and different wards. Let there be direct reporting line and feedback from the people. Also, no cash transaction. Impound vehicles and direct offenders to make payment into government accounts, in bank or online, as long as there's proof can be cited in different offices mentioned earlier. At least the IGR will grow. Honorable Deji. That's quite a suggestion. Honorable Michael Brown says, if people can accept my humble submission. Well, let's hear the submission first, my brother. If not, leave it. You have not even started. You want to fight. My own is that no human government has any solution to this brutality and ill treatment. One of the things that will make it stop is quiet them from generating their salary from the money they extort from people. Okay. And we have a digital honorable BOB via Zoom, even though the message is on WhatsApp. My take is that the problem is not the type of people employed to task force, but rather the reason for which they are employed. When you employ people to intimidate tax-paying citizens, there's no other results that we can see. They are treated like wild dogs. For instance, how they are piled up in the back of the pickup. How else would they behave? So let's get an SUV for them. Maybe. Okay. Back to the phone lines. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, this is Honorable David.
Okay, Honorable David, let's hear you. What's your suggestion?
Yes, I think we already have neighborhood watch. That is established by law. And that has been formally recognized by law. So we don't need these task forces. This job is actually for the neighborhood watch. These task forces should go. They are causing too much problem. There doesn't seem to be any standard on which they are
Honorable David, hello.
Is that there?
Okay, an honorable that does not listen is not what being called an honorable. So I'll just call you David. The task force, as you would imagine, the title task force is for a particular reason. It is for illegal parking, street trading, motor parks. There's a way it goes. That is their job. It's very specific. They're not in the business of security, neighborhood watch. They're not supposed to catch thief or help to secure your apartment. No. They have a specific duty for the purpose of sanitizing the city, checking illegal parking, street trading, and motor parks. So, expecting that they have no function and the neighborhood watch should handle that, no. The state government created that for that reason. So, Honorable David, have that in mind and study the manual that we shared at the beginning of this town hall meeting. I think you need to do that. Hello?
Honorable Sam, good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
I'm Honorable Onyekachi.
Okay, Honorable Onyekachi, go ahead.
I don't believe that power corrupts.
Okay.
The thing is just that corrupt people go into the system and show their attitude. If we keep employing people that are drug addicts, what do you expect? Someone saying that the drug there, that when you take it, you can sleep for the next 1 week, showing that the kind of people we employ to do the job are not the right people. Let's get reasonable people, put them into training before bringing them out. And if they can get CCTV all over the streets of River State, that can help to ease the matter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Onyekachi. When I heard that part of the eyewitness report, because that's what it was, I asked myself, how did this guy know that this tramadol has a 1 week efficacy? Oh well. Joshua Ubang on Facebook, until one task force official is caught, tried and sent to prison, then others will learn, just like the case of George Floyd. Yes, George Floyd happens to... That name now is synonymous with the movement for civil rights, basically, in the U.S. It will always be a point of reference. Always be a point of reference when they're talking about officers who they believe are racist. And that's what justice does. It gives you reference. Die Duomo Sami. Okay, well, thank you very much. And some of these names, though, honorables, I apologize, but Orsa, yeah, I think that's what your second name sounds like. This task force of a thing is getting out of hand. It's not supposed to. Army palaver, police palaver, SARS palaver. Now even common civilian personnel who are chosen to take responsibility of certain things are showing how illiterate and stubborn they are. And Emeka Okolie says, let justice take its course. Okay. So, Your Excellency, this town hall meeting has been successful. We've had many smart people give beautiful recommendations, and I'm certain that even though they all do not make sense, you will be able to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 that would bring about the required change. Now it's a town hall meeting. People share their opinions. You know, you may not take all. All will not even work. Let's not kid ourselves. But we have very smart people living in communities affected by these task force officials. So, our first call was from Honorable Daniel, who says, do not recruit touts and illiterates. Says, no, you cannot bring those people in and expect sanity. Honorable Bob was the second caller. He says, where are we supposed to park? Where should the traders sell? So there should be provisions for alternatives. Else, you're fighting a battle that you can never win. Honorable Zion, on the other hand, gave many points, which eventually translated to 1 point. He said recruitment process is faulty. We need self-motivated youths who can work under pressure and check the quality of their education. Honorable Royal Chief Ambassador Magnus says private firms should handle recruitment and management. Say, have you been to a private school? The police there will scare you. Honorable Charles said people should be punished when they offend. Now, Honorable JJ gave us history. He took us to Umehia to Amechi, Amechi to Wike. You know, it's like a football match. He said there was MOT, Timariv, and now Task Force. And this problem has continued. And to solve it, people need to be punished. Now, Honorable Madam Dota called and said, we need women. All this thing you people are saying is not... A feminine touch is what is needed. When a woman touches you, it feels different. Put women there, and you remove the force in task force. It will just be task. Honorable David said, we already have... Already have what? Huh? I didn't take down David. Honorable David, I'm sorry. I don't know why the message here is not complete. And Honorable Onyekachi said, he does not believe that power corrupts. I said, no, power does not corrupt. That we need to get reasonable people. You cannot take people that smoke and take things that if you take it, you wake up 1 week later and expect that there will be sanity. I believe that there has to be a reasonable recommendation. Of all the suggestions and opinions, Your Excellency, something has to be done. The people have spoken. The honorables have lent their voices to this cause. Do something. It's important. Do something. 12 o'clock brings some major news, and after that, you know what happens. We have the fashion podcast, the Ethical Fashion Initiative, run for quite a bit. And then, lunch hour at 1 has someone winning 5,000 naira. Don't go anywhere.